Welcome back to another episode of How Did They Grow? I created this podcast because I wanted you to learn how other coaches, freelancers, service providers, and course sellers are growing their business, landing 10 to 20 new clients every single month, paying them 50, 100, 200K months. See, if they've done it, you can too. And that's just the reality. And I want you to listen to these podcasts to understand what strategies are they using, what techniques are they exploring, because it's in these gems that you can apply it to your business and actually scale things up. When you're ready and you feel like you actually want to learn practical, proven methodologies, or even you want to hire a team that can build you a profitable personal brand, book in a chat with our team because we can guarantee you go viral and guarantee you get clients for your business.
And welcome to the show, guys. This is the How Did They Grow podcast. And today we have on Southern Foster. Southern, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Central Illinois, born and raised, middle of the cornfields. I got into the insurance game actually about 10 years ago. That's where I started in the finance space. And I knew that my goal with that, my purpose, my journey was to help as many people as possible. And that's actually what guided me to the credit space, the credit industry, because I feel that's the industry that nobody gets assistance on in the States. That three-digit score runs our lives, right? It decides if we can buy a house, a car, get credit, loans, etc. And since nobody was teaching that, and I wanted to help people, I figured that was my gap I wanted to fill and bring that education.
Amazing. So how long ago did you get into this? And let me even take you further back. Did you always see yourself as sort of like an entrepreneur back in like high school and whatnot?
So I would say so. Yeah, I went to college for sports. Like I played sports in college. My major was business, so I knew I wanted to be business focused. I actually got into network marketing back in college. This company called Vemma, right? It was this healthy energy drink. It was this whole movement. And it was that time. So I was like 18, 19 years old. And it was at that time that I was like, I love this field. It's like a sport, it's competition, right? Sales, growth, team. But it was also residual income. So you do the work once and it keeps paying you. I was like, this is where I want to stay. So since I joined that company, I haven't left that entrepreneurial mindset. So for 12 years now.
Amazing. So 12 years since you started your little entrepreneur journey. How long ago did you start, creducating?
That was back in 2017 was when I first jumped into credit. So 8 years now, which is pretty crazy to think how fast time goes.
Amazing. So kind of break down what creducating is.
Yeah, it's simple. So in the States, we have a credit system that's three main credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Those bureaus formulate a three-digit score for us. Okay, 350 to 850. The higher the score, the better it is, the healthier it is. And that opens new opportunities, new doors for you. Well, nobody teaches about it. Like I went to business school in college, never brought up credit. Okay, not in my economics class, finance, nothing about credit. And I'm part of the millennial group. So I started thinking, if I didn't get that education as a millennial, I know very well all the generations before me didn't get it. And this education keeps getting worse as we go. It's non-existent. And so creducation is, I break down the fundamentals of the three bureaus. I explain, hey, how it actually can benefit us to understand these three and the power that it has. If we have that score, if we know how to build the profile up properly, we have access to all the money we would ever need. We have, you can go get 5, 10, 50 million in funding to grow a business. You can go get that dream house, that dream car, and have higher quality of life. So the creducation is breaking down these three credit bureaus, explaining how to keep negatives off, how to remove the negatives if they come back on, and how to build that profile as strong as possible. Basically giving them the keys to their car and explaining to them how they should drive it to optimize their quality of life.
Amazing. So you started doing this 8 years ago. How long ago, like how deep into this journey did you kind of leverage social media to kind of grow your business?
As sad as it sounds, coming from a millennial, I just now started jumping into the social media side of it. Look, I've helped, the whole spectrum when it comes to credit, because regardless of finances or background, we all have the same scoring system. I've helped people who only had a couple dollars to their name, and I've helped professional athletes and models, etc.
How long into this did you kind of embrace or leverage social media?
Yeah, my business has been 100% referral based the entire time, right? Word of mouth, because same with network marketing. It's all about networking, who you know, who they know. And recently, meaning in the last 30 days, I was like, wow, I got to start leveraging social media. One of my mentors was saying, hey, I'm getting all these leads from social media. I'm not really putting a lot of extra work out there, but it's growing my business 10x. I was like, I got to start doing it because I want to get that message out to as many people as possible. So honestly, the last 30, 60 days has been my push on social media. And now my growth, I've seen great growth in the last 60 days by utilizing it.
Amazing, amazing. This is quite different from what we get on here. Kind of tell us how that journey has been. But I'm assuming it's not your first time on social media, is it?
No. I've had social media for forever. It's just I haven't unlocked that door to
Business.
making money on social media. Yeah, the business side of it. So I've always posted, my family and I travel around the world. That's why we're in South America right now. So we have a travel page. I have my personal, my wife has her personal, I have the business, but I've never actually used those platforms for a stream of income. Yeah, that's where I'm jumping into now, is how to create that, and creating that stream of income by using social media instead of just relying on building my business on word of mouth. I've built, it's a large industry, generated a lot of money with word of mouth, but I know it's time for that next level, and social media, I feel, is the vehicle to get me there.
Kind of break that down, because a lot of people are still skeptical. A lot of people still think they can survive. Why do you feel like now is now or never?
Well, here's the you look at social media, you see that's where everybody goes when they have a complaint, when they have a good day. That's where everybody's going for the good and the bad. If you're not on there getting your voice out there, getting eyes on that, it's a free way to market, because you don't have to pay for the ads, right? You just post. And if you're posting enough and you work with the algorithm even a little bit, it's getting your business in front of eyes. I've always been taught, it's who tells his story the most wins, right? So if I can get my post in front of 100,000, 500,000, 1 million people's eyes, that's just going to help me accomplish my goal of helping as many people as possible. It's almost selfish of business owners to not put it on social media, because they know that's where people are going to be.
Exactly. And if it's something, keep going.
I feel like the bottleneck is people don't know where to start. I didn't know. I love talking to people. I'm outgoing, but I didn't even know what to post. I was overthinking it. I was like, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to look stupid. And then one of my friends, he's crushing it with social media, like posting, and he's just like, dude, look stupid. He's like, people love that natural, like organic feel. He's like, look stupid, and I bet that works better. And so I just dove into it.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and it's like, so how has that been working for you? Tell us the journey.
It's been great so far, actually. In the last just under 60 days that I've been on it, social media specifically, I've generated 15 more sales from that, not counting word of mouth. A couple of funding deals came from that. Now I'm working on an $8.8 million funding deal because of social media. So all this area of opportunity, that I would have missed out on. It's sitting right there. I had people from my hometown, that I grew up in, reach out to me through social media because they saw what I was posting, and they had no idea I've been doing this for 8 or 9 years. That's my fault. Yeah.
I can't remember what I was about to say. It's like you said, you're kind of doing the people a disservice, especially when it's something as crucial as what you're doing, something that can actually change lives. Not getting that message out there, not putting yourself out there, and putting yourself in a position where you're able to help as many people as possible.
Correct. No, absolutely. It's 100% a disservice. It's also another way for people who feel like they're going to look stupid to get uncomfortable, and that helps them grow. You learn a lot. Like, I've learned a lot about the algorithm. I learned a lot about automation. When somebody puts a word on there and they trigger words in, and now I can reach out to my clients with automation to start getting that conversation flowing. There's a lot of tools, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that will watch this that were like me, that were afraid to take that step. It's a simple step to take, and it's actually easier than we'd expect.
I hope you're enjoying this podcast. I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're learning so much practical wisdom, because that's what I really wanted from this podcast. Now, I just want to quickly say, if you're looking for a team that can actually help you explode and go viral with your personal brand with proven methodologies, I say this because I've been doing this for the past 5 years. We've got a team of 30 people who are ready to go ahead and explode your brand so you can get clients begging to work with you. Have a chat with one of our advisors. You can book in a chat using one of the links around this video, because that chat might just change your life.
Definitely, definitely. We have a lot of similar people in our audience, scared to take that step. A lot of young entrepreneurs. And when I say young, I don't even mean age-wise. I mean just young in that
in their business. Yeah.
in their business. Yeah. So like what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you so that they can kind of watch out and kind of find their way around it?
Biggest challenge for me is I'm stubborn, right? Sometimes I don't ask questions and I try to figure it out. Biggest challenge for me was to know when to just ask the right people the right questions instead of putting your time. Like I'm incredible at what I know how to do, and I'm not at what I don't. So my challenge was identifying what I'm not great at and delegating that to the right people, the people who know how to do it. Like I could fix my car if it breaks down, right? But that's not my gig. That's not what I'm great at. So why would I take the time to learn how to do it? Pay the mechanic. It's worth it, right? I'm not great at social media automations, so I'm not going to try to learn that game. I'm going to get somebody on my team that can help me do it. So learning how to delegate was my challenge. Now that I've figured that out, the sky's the limit.
Amazing, amazing. So let's kind of break down your journey with let's kind of get back into your journey with credit repair. What do you do now? Kind of tell us what you do now in terms of your office. Do you do coaching? Do you do just the repair? Do you do just the service?
So I do all of it. I mean, so if we look at the personal side, the consumer credit, I will help them. That's why I'm called credit coach. I don't want to just help fix somebody's credit. It goes back to the whole biblical verse of, feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. And that's the approach I wanted to take with credit. Yeah, hey, Mike, I want to help fix your credit, but I want you to understand how I fixed it so it makes sense, so you don't actually end up needing help again. Like I want to give you the tips and the tools to know the process. On the business side of it, I help build out their business credit so these new businesses can get into the big funding, lending deals and expand the businesses that they want to.
Amazing, amazing. So let me get this clear. The coaching, is it high ticket or is it just like group?
The coaching is, I would consider that low ticket. I have a free, I try to get enough free education out there as possible. I have a free education course on my website. They can go on there. There's 11 modules. They can watch a breakdown from step 1 to step Z on credit, a fundamental foundational understanding of credit. That's no cost. I have a free channel on Instagram that I post almost daily, these education hacks, so they can start learning about personal and business credit. So the coaching, I would say, is low cost. The repair or the funding or the partnerships with businesses, because I'm partnered with a handful of businesses to turn their declined clients, their decline leads back into sales by fixing their credit, that I would consider a high ticket.
Amazing, amazing. And I like what you said about, giving out that free value, because that is what's going to get you to be recognized, to be seen as that authority. At the end of the day, social media, I don't know if you're familiar with the study that Google did. They did a study where they found for someone to buy something from you on social media, especially when it's high ticket, it takes about them to watch at least 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points over 4 different social media platforms. Because the reason is because people have taken advantage of the internet so much, where, the scams and all that, the gurus and all that, Miami guru type stuff, people have taken advantage of that. And at the same time, people have also raised their defenses. The trust is at an all-time low. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it takes that much volume of the content to actually get where you want to be.
Absolutely. You have to, and I think the only people getting through, or at least at some point, it'll be only the genuine people will break through all those blockers, those walls that clients are putting up, which is good for people doing things the right way. It's good for us that are actually out there trying to help people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man, this is really your journey. What else do you think you want to share? What else do you think is worth pointing out to the audience?
Tell you what, I would love to point out to the audience, if it's personal, if it's business, like I'm here to answer questions and help people change their lives by changing their credit. I'm so confident in my process. I don't know of any other credit company that does this. If there is one, tell them to reach out. But I have 100% money back guarantee because if I'm an athlete, like I said, right, I still play sports, I still compete. If I don't perform based on my word, what I said to my client I could get done, I don't want their money anymore. It's not right. Right. So I'm confident. I'm so confident in my process and my team that I train weekly on our process to help the client out when we say we're going to get something done, that we put the money where our mouth is. We have, I've helped over 3,000 clients in the last 9 years. That's huge impact. I don't even have a dollar amount to put on the amount of wealth these people were able to generate based on the help we were able to provide. And I'm excited to help out anybody who comes with questions.
Definitely. So let me kind of transition into you and kind of what is the goal for Southern Foster in 2025? What does that look like? What is you and your personal brand and your education? What does that all look like in 2025? What's the big vision?
So in 2025, I have a goal this year. So I've helped over 3,000 in the last 8-9 years. I want to help 1,000 people in 2025. Because with that 1,000 people, I track it now with the clients on what their goal is and what I've been able to help them succeed with once I fix their credit or got them funded. And I'm calculating all of that. I'm actually going to put a value to that help over the course of 2025. So I can start to, what's the word I'm looking for? Quantify. I can start to quantify the amount of good, the amount of help I'm putting back into society and back into people. It's, generational gaps. But my goal is to help 1,000 people between credit repair or credit education and funding. And I'm well on my way already in the first quarter of the year. I plan to keep traveling. That's another thing I want to promote is you can run your business from anywhere once you're an entrepreneur. If you have a cell phone and a computer and you can work remote. My family, so we have 2 kids under the age of 7. We have been to 12 countries in the last 8 months.
Amazing.
Because and I still get to help people. We still get to have these conversations like this, Mike, because it's the power of it's 2025, right? We can have these conversations from across the world and help people out no matter where we're at. So I want to help show people that if you're a regular person like me who grew up in the middle of cornfields, not knowing anything about business ever, you can make that transition, own your own business, control your own finances, and make a huge impact on people. That's what I want to show my kids, the world. I mean, that's my goal for 25 is to make as big of an impact as possible. I was kind of long-winded, but I get excited about this.
Amazing. Definitely. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's long-winded. As long as you can see it, you can touch it, you have the courage enough to say it, then they're already there. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah. So let me kind of ask you, like, okay, we've that's the goal, help 1,000 people. Are there any like action steps you're taking right now to kind of get yourself there?
Absolutely. So I touched on social media and automation. So I'm revamping my website. I'm making it more user-friendly. I thought it was user-friendly, but that was the other thing I had to start thinking like my consumer. And I'm adding these automations in where it can get the prospect from point A to point Z. It can feed them with the education more frequently so they have easier access to this education and not just dependent on myself. So I'm working on these systems right now to ensure that I hit the 1,000. I won't bottleneck because of lack of systems, that's for sure.
Amazing. We didn't kind of get into, okay, so kind of break this down for us. You just started social media like 60 days ago. And you've been able to get, you said, up to 15 clients. What is your strategy to get clients on social media? How do you go about that? From posting, what does it look like from posting to cash collected? How does that look?
So I create a post. So I'm in a group on Facebook. I'm called Apex Entourage with Ryan Stewman. He challenged everybody in the group to post more. So I started posting. It gets traction. I don't cold reach out to anybody. I want people to come to me when it's time for them, when they feel it's time to come to me. They shoot a message or shoot a text if they have my number. And it's simple as this. It's, hey, Mike, you have questions, great. I can't help you until I know what you need help with. Let's look at your credit reports together. Okay, so we dive into your report. I want to educate you on, hey, this means this. Here's this part. This is what we got to do here, and this is how long it's going to take. Right, full transparency on game plan, on the breakdown, on the cost, before we even move on to the next step. Because even if you walk away from that conversation and you're like, nah, Southern, I can't do it, can't afford it, I don't need it, don't want it, don't understand it, whatever it is, you at least have a little bit of education because we broke down your credit report. You know exactly what you need to get done. I'm telling you the tools that you need to use to get this from point A to point Z. And it's about a 15, 20-minute conversation. And if they're ready to move forward, we jump into it from there. And I take over the heavy lifting. The client can sit back, and the only thing they have to do, the only thing is send me a proof of ID or, photo ID, proof of address, and then either send referrals. My homework to them is, hey, be sending referrals and testimonials when your score goes up, and join my channel so you get constant free education daily while you're going through the process. Like, that's all they have to do. So it's a very, from the beginning to the end, Mike, it's quick. I mean, that's the process. They reach out, we dive into their credit reports, I get them in the system, and I get to work right away.
Amazing. So you do a lot of selling in the DMs then?
Yeah, all of my conversations are through text and DMs.
Amazing. So let me kind of get this for the audience. You kind of tell me if I'm getting it right. So you post, people get to see you, you get to educate them, give them that fee value. You do any call to action? You mentioned call to actions, like comment this word and this and that.
I'm going to start actually getting in. The call I had before this was setting up my trigger words, I guess they're called. I'm still novice with this, but my call to action is mostly on my website. I have a Creducation quiz on there, so people can answer questions about their personal credit. They answer questions like actual learning, education questions, and then it guides them to, hey, based on your answers, sounds like what you need help with, right? And then I capture their. Yeah.
So that's like the lead magnet, basically.
That's the funnel. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I'm trying to make it easy for the audience to understand, so they can feel confident and they can do this themselves, right? So they post, right? For you right now, your lead magnet is a free quiz on your website. Let's say you have the thing set up. Let's say they comment the word quiz and you DM them with the quiz, the free lead magnet. How does that conversation now transition into a sales call?
So now when they go through the quiz, two of the questions at the end of the quiz is, one, are you open to a free analysis? Okay, because I'm not going to bombard people who aren't ready for it. Like I said, that's just not my nature. They'll get an email, a follow-up email, breaking down their answers and, those touch points to remind them of who I am. But if they're open to a free analysis, they get set up with the time. They get to pick a time for that free analysis, and then we hop on. The conversation always starts via email, because I will email them after I get their quiz and say, hey, great, nice to meet you, Mike. This is what you answered. This is what I can help with. When's the best time for you to review your credit reports for that analysis? Right?
Amazing. That's an amazing funnel. So at the end of the day, what it comes down to is just being able to get more people to get those lead magnets.
Yep. So now it's traction. Now it's really, I have the systems in place. Now it's time to test the systems with volume.
Amazing. What's the plan?
To get the volume?
Yeah.
So I'll be doubling 10x on social media. I have a few partnerships lined up. I'm getting into webinars, large webinars to get the education out there, partnering with companies. I'm actually partnered with 8 solar companies currently that send me their decline leads. I have mortgage brokers, auto dealers, anybody who works with a client who has to qualify based on credit. I'm targeting those business owners, finding out what they do with their current decline leads, and then I'm jumping into a system on, hey, feed them to me, let me cook on those leads, and I'll get them back to you for making money.
Definitely. Yeah, so man, we've really gone full circle here. Is there anything you think we're kind of missing in terms of what the audience needs to hear?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I guess the last thing, look, I have an affiliate program. That's another way I'm helping people make money. My last affiliate last month, my highest paid affiliate last month paid $6,200 just by sending over referral. So he made more sending referrals than he made on his full-time job working 45 hours a week. So if you have anybody who's looking to get that Creducation, I send over 20% of what they pay. So I love helping people who are sending the love with referrals and get money back in your pocket.
Amazing. It seems like to me, it seems like for you, you've kind of gotten to that spot where it's like, I like to use the term graduated, because a lot of coaches, you have to graduate to a point where it's like, you just want to change lives.
Correct. Just want to change lives. If I make a big enough impact, it'll come back to me financially. It has. It's blessed me for the last 8 years. So now my focus is impact. Everything else follows suit. You do the right thing comes back to you. That's as simply, simple put.
Amazing, amazing. Kind of leave with a speech. What is one thing you would say to someone who's in the audience listening? Because I told you there's a lot of people hesitant about starting their journey on social media. What would you say to them? I'm not going to qualify that. What would you say to them?
In regards to starting their journey on social media,
Yes.
It's take the video. Don't review the video, just post it. Like, challenge yourself to take 3 videos, post them. Don't review the video, because we all hate how we sound. Okay, we all dislike our own voice. We're our biggest critic. Okay, so take the videos, post them. Have a very short intro on the post. Don't worry about being a Shakespeare and overwriting, over explaining. Just get the post done. So if you can make yourself have 3 posts for your business, that you're going to see how easy it is. 3 posts on your business is what I would say.
First one is always the hardest one, though.
The first one's always the hardest one. The first one's always the hardest one. Once you get past that, that's why, hey, do 3. The first one, you're going to get it posted. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, I actually could have done this differently. You're going to get an idea. You're going to post a second. Once you get past that 3rd one, you're tired, you're over feeling dumb and looking stupid. You're like, hey, I can do these posts. You're going to start getting better.
Amazing, amazing. Man, I think we've kind of come full circle here. Let me just ask you this. What is one thing you wish I asked you on this podcast?
One thing I wish you asked me, I think you got everything, man. I mean, I didn't have to go too much into my journey to get here, but we talked about the business, talked about my passion and my goals. I think you covered it all.
Man, amazing, amazing. So let me just ask you something. I don't know, something casual. Let me see, just to kind of give it a nice little finish. I don't know.
Something I wish you asked me was, hey, I have family in the States. They need help with their credit. Can you help? That's what I wish you would have. That's what I wish you would have.
We don't play with plugs. We're gonna plug you up. So what I'm saying is, like, so since there's no questions, let me just say, yeah. Where can people go to learn more and find out about what you do?
They can go to my personal Instagram, which is just my name, Southern Foster. So at Southern Foster. They can go to at the Credit Coach. So credit without a T, Credit Coach, at the Credit Coach. And they can go to creditcoach.com for all the info that we've covered.
Amazing. So Southern Foster on Instagram, the Credit Coach on where?
Instagram as well.
Okay, you got 2 accounts.
Yeah, I have the Credit Coach, which is straight credit, all credit and funding for my business. I have Southern Foster, which is my personal. So it shows just that way people can see me. Sometimes people want to see the face. Cool, they can get to know me on there. They can see that I'm a real person with family that cares about people. And they can go to the website, creditcoach.com as well.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely. This has been amazing, man. Hopefully we can have you on some other time. You kind of give us some more sauce on all this.
I'm about it. I love this.
I really hope you enjoyed this podcast. I want you to go away and execute everything there is that you've learned. Now, one thing I will say is if you're in a position where you're ready to actually take things to another level, you want structured, clear guidance, you want a team that can actually help accelerate you, book in a chat with our advisors. Why? We can blow up your personal brand to attract clients begging to work with you. All you got to do is book in a chat with our advisors and we can help make it happen. Sound fair enough?